Hello viewers, in this video we'll see turnover ratios. This is a chart of various ratios. Under this turnover we'll see 9 ratios are there. Okay, in this video we'll see few among them, and in the upcoming videos we'll see the other ratios. Okay. Before we'll go into the problem, we'll see what does this turnover ratio mean. This refers to the ratios that are calculated for measuring the efficiency of operation of business based on effective utilization of resources. Hence, these are known as efficiency ratios. Okay, this turnover ratio is otherwise known as efficiency ratios because here using these ratios we can able to measure the efficiency of the business. Okay, and this ratio is also called activity ratios. Okay, and this ratios attempts to find how efficiently the business is converting inventories into sales and sales into cash. Okay, this ratios will help us to know how the inventories are converted into sales and the sales are again converted into cash, or how it is utilizing its fixed asset and working capital. It also tells us the utilization of the fixed asset and the working capital. Okay, and now we'll see the formulas of this turnover ratio. Under that, first one is stock turnover ratio, and this is also called as inventory turnover ratio. For this, the formula is cost of goods sold, or net sales also we can use. In the absence of this cost of goods sold, we can use the net sales divided by average stock. Okay, this cost of goods sold is nothing but sales minus gross profit. Okay, the other way also we can find this cost of goods sold, that is opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. Okay, and the average stock is nothing but the opening stock plus the closing stock divided by 2. Okay, and stock velocity, formula for that is number of months in a year, or we can also use days in a year divided by stock turnover ratio. Okay, see, the number of months in a year is 12 we have to take, and number of days in a year is 365 days we have to take. Okay, and divided by the stock turnover ratio is nothing but the cost of goods sold divided by the average stock. Debtor turnover ratio, this is nothing but credit sales or net sales. Okay, in the absence of this credit sales we can take the net sales divided by average accounts receivables. Okay, this credit sale is nothing but total sales minus cash sales and sales returns. Okay, and average accounts receivables is opening accounts receivable plus closing accounts receivable divided by 2. Okay, if the opening of accounts receivables, that is accounts receivables here is debtors plus bills receivables. Okay, if the opening of bills receivables, opening of debtors is given and closing of bills receivables and closing of debtors is given, we have to add all those and we have to divide it by 2. Okay, for that first we have to find out this accounts receivables. This is bills receivables plus debtors. Okay, opening also we have to find and closing also we have to find, and we have to add the opening accounts receivables and closing accounts receivables divided by 2. Okay, in the absence of opening and closing, we can just find out the accounts receivables alone. No need to find the average. Okay, and next is debtor collection period, and the formula is number of months in a year or the days, both we can use. Okay, divided by debtor turnover ratio. Here the same, that is the number of months is 12 and number of days in a year is 365, and the debtor turnover ratio which we saw in the previous slide. Okay, the same ratio, credit sales or net sales. Okay, in the absence of finding information for this credit sales, we have to use this net sales. And if we don't have the average, that is opening and closing balance of accounts receivable, we can just take the accounts receivables alone, that is debtors and the bills receivables. Okay, now we'll see one problem. Find out inventory turnover ratio and stock velocity. Okay, opening stock rupees 25,000, closing stock rupees 30,000, cash sales rupees 80,000, credit sales rupees 2 lakh, return inward rupees 10,000, gross profit ratio is 25% of sales. Okay, Using this, we have to find out the inventory turnover ratio and also the stock velocity. The stock velocity is nothing but the stock holding period. Yes, stock turnover ratio, the formula is cost of goods sold divided by the average stock. Okay, in this problem we have sales and gross profit, so we can use this cost of goods sold. Okay, in the absence of information, we can take this net sales. Okay, first we have to calculate the cost of goods sold, and the formula is sales minus gross profit. Here we don't have sales value. For that, first we have to calculate the sales, and sales is cash sales plus credit sales minus sales returns. Yes, here we have cash sales 80,000, credit sales 2 lakh, and returns is 10,000. Okay, so if we substitute in the formula, we'll get 2,70,000. Okay, and using this we can find out the cost of goods sold. Before that, we have to find out this gross profit. It's given, that is 25% of sales. Okay, using this 2,70,000, we can find this gross profit. Yes, sales into 25%. So 2,70,000 into 25% will get 67,500. Okay, and if we substitute in the formula, we will get cost of goods sold. Yes, cost of goods sold is 2,02,500. Okay, now we have to find this average stock. Average stock is nothing but opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. See, average stock is 25,000 plus 30,000 divided by 2 will get 27,500. And the stock turnover ratio formula is cost of goods sold divided by average stock. We found average stock value is 27,500 and cost of goods sold is 2,02,500. So if we substitute in this, we'll get 7.36 times. Okay, this is the stock turnover ratio. And now we have to find out the stock velocity, and the formula is number of days in a year divided by stock turnover ratio. Number of days here is 365 divided by the stock turnover ratio is 7.36 times. So we'll get 49.59 days. Okay, we can write it as 50 days also. Okay, and the other formula we have for this is number of month in a year divided by stock turnover ratio. Okay, so we'll get it in months. So 1.63 months will get. Okay, so I hope now you can able to find this inventory turnover ratio and as well as the inventory holding period. Okay, yes, that is the stock velocity. And now we'll see one problem for calculating this debtor turnover ratio. Calculate debtor turnover ratio and average collection period. Total sales for the year rupees 2 lakh, cash sales rupees 40,000, sales returns 14,000, debtors on 31/12/16 is 18,000, creditors rupees 20,000, provision for bad debts on 31/12/16 is 2,000, bills receivables on 31/12/16 is 4,000. Okay, in this problem we have to calculate the debtor turnover ratio first, and then we can calculate the average collection period. This average collection period is nothing but the debtors collection period. Okay, let's start doing the problem. For that, the formula is credit sale or net sales. Okay, in the absence of this information to find this credit sale, we can use this net sales. Okay, but in this problem we have information to find the credit sale, that is total sales was given and cash sales return was given. So credit sale, the formula is total sales minus cash sales minus sales returns. Okay, we'll get 1,46,000. Okay, and accounts receivable, see, in this problem we have only the closing balance of debtors, that is 31/12/16 we have debtors 18,000, and as well as for bills receivables also 31/12/16 we have 4,000. Okay, so since we don't have the opening balance of this debtors and bills receivables, we can just find the accounts receivable. No need to find the average of this. Okay, because we can't find the average. Here we have only the closing balance of debtors and bills receivables. So accounts receivables is debtors plus bills receivables. So if we add that, we'll get 22,000. Okay. So we got credit sales and the accounts receivables, not this average. Okay. And if we substitute in the formula, we'll get 6.64 times. Okay. Using this, we can easily find out the average collection period, that is debtors collection period. And the formula, I hope you know, that is number of months in a year divided by debtor turnover ratio, or we can use number of days in a year divided by debtor turnover ratio. Both the ways we can find this. Okay. Yes, we'll get 1.8 months. Okay. If we do it in days, we'll get 55 days. Okay. I hope now we are clear and you can able to find the stock turnover ratio and as well as the debtor turnover ratio and debtor collection period and stock holding period. And I have given you a small problem in both the methods for you to practice. Just work out this problem and comment it. I'll check your answers. Thank you for your patient listening.